Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Daly.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. Drugs continue to fuel crime in Missoula County at a steady rate. This,
according to the Missoula County Attorney's Office, who released its annual report. MTN's Augusta McDonald has more on 2017's crime trends.
The crime rate is pretty much holding steady here in Missoula County. We have fewer number of overall cases, more felonies, but less misdemeanors, more juvenile petitions being filed than ever before, and a record number of dependent and neglect cases.
The methamphetamine epidemic in Montana continues to be linked to this increase. Dependent neglect cases have risen from 110 in Missoula County in 2012 to 195 cases in 2017. She says in 2018 they're prioritizing their response to helping the most vulnerable. In these cases, it's kids.
PAB says one of the new elements of the report this year shows the number of involuntary commitments. That is, people who are sent to institutions like Warm Springs. 1/3 of that number is people who are living with homelessness.
They work with Western Montana Mental Health to screen people for treatment. This could be the state hospital or a community placement with services.
I'm sure you saw that they had announced that they were going to eliminate their case management program, which is really concerning for us because case management is such essential service for folks who are mentally ill and the vulnerable population that we deal with, and so we're worried.
In the report, they say because case management so often makes the difference between well-managed mental illness and homelessness, we're very concerned about recent cuts in services for the mentally ill and are bracing for the long-term effects of such a significant loss of essential services. Augusta McDonald, MTN News, Missoula.
This year, the county attorney's office is looking forward to rolling out a low-risk offender jail diversion program. The office was also celebrated by a national organization for their secondary trauma support program. It's for prosecutors whose work often exposes them to graphic incidents and trauma.
One of the big cases from last year and continuing forward, a woman charged with murder in the gruesome stabbing and mutilation deaths of 2 people at a Missoula home last year is now being charged with attempted murder in a different case. Prosecutors are now charging Tiffany Pierce with attempted deliberate homicide and assault with a weapon for a crime that occurred in late July at a home on Montana Street. She's accused of stabbing a woman several times. The stabbing happened 2 weeks before the murders of 15-year-old Marilyn Pickett and 24-year-old Jackson Wiles. Their bodies were found in multiple tubs filled with chemicals in a basement of Pearson's home on Strand Avenue. Pierce and Augusta Standing Rock have been charged with 2 counts of murder in those deaths. In search warrants obtained by KPAX-TV, the woman who was stabbed in July told police Pierce and Standing Rock came to the home on Montana Street demanding money and drugs. The victim says Pierce stabbed her several times in the chest and neck. No charges have been filed against Standing Rock in that case. Pierce's bail is now set at $2 million. A sunny day for most of the region today, but that's looking to change. There's a fair amount of precipitation coming in. The big thing we're going to be talking about is maybe some icy conditions. Russ has a look at the first forecast.
Seems like we almost can't escape that with precipitation this time of year. It's already slick out there, and yeah, more of that on the way. Now, the nice thing is we look at our satellite radar here, and you can see moisture off to our south and west heading our direction. There is a chance for freezing rain, but unlike what we saw on Friday night and Saturday, the odds are pretty low. However, don't let your guard down. Just know that when you're traveling out there tomorrow morning, again, conditions already slick as mentioned, so you want to just take it easy. Some areas won't see rain until a little bit later in the morning. Right now, we look at our temperatures: 27 Missoula, 31 Kalispell, 25 in Sealy. We'll have more coming up in just a few minutes.
A partial roof collapse has left Linderman Gymnasium in Polson on lockdown.
The facility is a pivotal part of the Polson community, as a majority of the high school athletics are held in that gym, leaving school administrators many questions to answer right now. MTN's Kent Lutzen has more on how the school is moving forward.
Heavy snow and winter weather led to this partial roof collapse of the Linderman Elementary Gymnasium. A 3-foot parapet wall gave way from the weight of snow buildup. That's a low protective barrier along the edge of a roof. Polson Superintendent Rex Weltz has met with engineers and is in the beginning stages of restoring this community staple.
We're securing those walls that are hanging precariously over the edge. I want to get those secure. I want to get the snow off of the lower locker rooms and then get the equipment out. Once we figure out that, then we'll start making plans on how we're going to bring it back to life.
Unsure of the exact rebuilding timeline, Weltz says the school has set up 600 feet of panel fencing surrounding the gym to help keep students and Polson residents out of harm's way. Now, as the classrooms and everyday student space is a separate structure from the gymnasium, engineers in the school want to reassure parents their kids are safe attending Linderman Elementary. As for the gymnasium and locker rooms, they have been on lockdown and the school is working to relocate their athletics.
One, losing a structure, losing a gym in our community puts a tremendous amount of stress on everyone. It's one less place that little kids can have UAA basketball, and it's a place that our teams can't practice. Furthermore, it's also wrestling, volleyball, basketball facility. That's their competitions.
And athletes aren't the only ones going to be affected. Elementary students will have to adjust their daily routine as PE, library, and band took place in this facility. Despite temporarily losing a hub for the Polson community, Welch says the elementary teachers are turning this unfortunate situation into a learning moment.
Again, I have great staff and wholeheartedly believe in their ability, and they're making it work. You know, it's not the ideal situation, but today I watched a teacher out explaining the whole event. It was another learning experience, so they're making the best of it.
Kent Lutzen, MTN News, Polson.
The Polson Pirates boys and girls basketball games are either being rescheduled or moving to Salish and Kootenai College or being relocated to surrounding areas so they can still play those games.
3 years after their arrest for a standoff with federal agencies in a Nevada grazing dispute, Clive Bundy, his sons, and a Montana man are free to go after a federal judge dismisses charges in Las Vegas. Bundy faced a number of charges, but the judge threw those out today for flagrant misconduct by prosecutors, saying the government's conduct had been outrageous. The charges were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can't be filed again. Also released was Ryan Payne of Anaconda, a Montana militia member. However, Payne still faces sentencing for pleading guilty for his role in that armed standoff in an Oregon wildlife refuge 2 years ago. Scientists believe they might have found a useful tool in efforts to detect and stop the spread of invasive mussels in Montana and into the Columbia Basin. But agencies say it's not going to immediately replace boat inspections and plankton sampling as the first steps to find mussels. A year ago, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks reported the first evidence of mussel larvae in Tiber and Canyon Ferry reservoirs east of the Divide, putting the entire Northwest on alert. FWP says more than 85,000 vessels were inspected last year, 17 contaminated boats bringing mussels in from out of state. This year, inspections will continue, and scientists are working together across the region to improve detection. That includes more plankton sampling and trying more environmental DNA sampling. It's a process that's already proven useful on Flathead Lake.
When you're looking for the new arrival of an invasive species, it's always the needle in the haystack, and you could find or miss them with any technique that you're using.
FWP calls eDNA testing an emerging technology that's still being researched, but the state says they'll continue to rely on plankton sampling in 2018.
Christmas is a memory now, but Senator Jon Tester believes Montana's contribution to the holiday could help restore the Sperry Chalet. This year, the capital Christmas tree was cut from the Kootenai National Forest outside Troy. The tree's moment in the spotlight is over, but Senator Tester believes the tree could be recycled and help to provide some building materials for the reconstruction of the Sperry Chalet. You'll remember it burned in the Sprague fire last summer. Tester says the original chalet is irreplaceable, but using parts of the tree in some fashion would be a nice gesture.
I can think of no better way than to use some Montana lumber from our capital Christmas tree to assist in that rebuilding. I'd like to see this tree go back to Big Sky Country, where it can continue giving to the people to whom our public lands belong.
The Glacier Conservancy is working to raise funds for rebuilding Sperry Chalet. It has been braced against the winter storms that started a month ago.
Up next, Russ lets us know how long these mild temperatures could stick around and what's in store for the rest of the week.
And more than a foot of snow blanketed one of the most unlikely places on Earth over the weekend. We'll take a look at that still ahead here on KPAX.